on your bird bath will really draw in the hummingbirds, and you'll get to see them frolicking and playing above the bath during the day. That one also keeps your bird bath cool.
Oh, that is good. And so then I see also you have some cleaner, so we should be using that to clean the bowls.
Yeah, well, this cleaner is called Bird Bath Protector, and it isn't really a cleaner so much as an additive that goes in the water. You clean the bath ahead of time, and then you add a few drops of this Bird Bath Protector, and it prevents the algae from growing.
Oh, that is helpful.
Yeah, it does really help. It'll cut down on the amount of times that you have to clean your bird bath.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, especially in the summer when the algae grows because of the sunlight.
Right. Angie, it's summer now, so we don't have to worry about it, but what about for fall and winter?
We offer several different de-icers to keep bird baths long for the wintertime because birds do need water year-round.
You know, there's so much information that you can get at Backyard Bird Shop about birds, feeding them, using the water for them. You need to come out to one of their locations, go to GardenTime.tv, and we'll click you over to their website. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
If you build it right. Build it to last. Don't just build it for yourself. Build it for the next generation. Build it with Parr Lumber. And keep building the Great Northwest.
Parr's Design Center showroom is now open in Aloha. It's the perfect one-stop solution for homeowners, builders, or remodelers. Come on in. Our door is open on 185th Avenue in Aloha. One sweet, unforgettable weekend. The 23rd Annual Oregon Jamboree, presented by South Pacific Auto Sales, is doing it again. We're bringing you Keith Everett, Dirk Bentley, Big and Rich, Lee Brice, Hunter Hayes, Thomas Ryan, Sam Hunt, and so many more. July 31st through August 2nd. Tickets on sale now at OregonJamboree.com. Presented by South Pacific Auto Sales.
Transform your home and garden with help from Garden Gallery Ironworks. From garden structures to home decor, we can help you refresh your indoor and outdoor living spaces. Decor that is exquisite and unique. Garden Gallery Ironworks makes your home and garden attractive, appealing, and a relaxing place to stay. Inspired designs that are locally made. Garden Gallery Ironworks, located in the Hubbard Industrial Park off 99 East. Look for the amazing petunia tree.
Bonsai is a very interesting hobby, and I'm with George from the Division Street Portland Nursery. And George, you are a hobbyist in bonsai.
Yes.
And so you're going to give us some tips maybe for the beginner. Somebody says, I've been interested in it, so what am I getting into? What's it all about?
It's mostly about the art form, about the fun of it, the enjoyment of it. You know, it's not the bonsai in an hour thing. It can be a few years or a lifelong experience that you enjoy.
Right.
And just with the right tools, it makes it a lot easier to enjoy.
So maybe we could talk about plants, because we all love plants. We're the geeks, so
yeah.
Let's start with plants.
Plants you've got evergreen styles, so the kind that will hold their needles throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Then you also have the deciduous styles over here, like this hornbeam here, that will lose its leaves every year. They both have their beauties. The evergreens will have what's called a timeless beauty. It doesn't change as much, whereas the seasonality of a deciduous style will take on, the spring colors, possibly flowers, and then the winter structure of the branches is really, really cool.
That is neat. So you have like all seasons in that one little pod.
Exactly.
It's really cool to see.
Yes.
And then what about even indoor?
Indoor, a little more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't provide enough light. That's kind of the initial thing that people think, okay, well, I can do this. I've got enough light. Most people don't. So I do sometimes steer people to go outside first when they're starting, because they'll have more success. I personally keep my bonsai outside year-round. Some people say they'll move them into a cold frame or something like that, but I personally let them fend for themselves, and I just let them stay out there all year long.
Yeah, they're outdoor plants, so really they're not going to want to come in unless maybe for a night if you're having a party.
Correct. Yeah, you can do that. People say, well, I want to bring it in for, let's say, Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like a living plant or a living Christmas tree. You have to acclimate it in and acclimate it out, so just be very careful with that.
As a beginner, then, what kind of plant should I start with?
What I would probably start with is either a juniper, a pine, hornbeam or maple. Those are the most common ones. So you've got, your junipers are here, a lot of different styles. You want one that has a structure to it, not one that really hangs over without any support.
Okay.
You can go into larches here. A lot of people think this is an evergreen, but it's actually a larch will lose its needles in the fall, so it's actually deciduous. And another deciduous one we have is the hornbeam again. It's just a great starter plant. And then again, a lot of the maples.
Well, and I see this pine up here that looks very mature. So if I got a small pine, would I get that in 20 years?
Most likely not. If you're going to put it right in the pot and start from there. In most cases, most of your larger bonsais are actually planted out in the yard for a while just so that they can trunk up.
Okay, so if I wanted to get something like that, I almost have to start with a bigger plant and then use it as a bonsai, train it down the road.
Correct, yes. So again, that's the lifelong process.
Right. And then I see there are some tools to have. So let's go over some of the tools that we would need.
Okay, there are some basic tools. The most common would be the shear. This is what you're going to use a lot of the time because other than going in and chopping on a huge branch, most of the maintenance that's involved in bonsai is dealing with little branches. And so a shear like this is going to be your most used tool. Okay, then the second most used tool, in my opinion, would be the rake. This rake here, it can be used as a rake to rake off the top of the soil. It can be used in the repotting time as a rake to rake the roots down straight so that you can trim them. It has a spatula end that you can use as a tamper, as well as a depotting, almost like a shoehorn to get trees out of their pots. Those are the most common ones. Then I do recommend that you get a case for it, because if you're like me, who's the mad hatter when it comes to doing my bonsai in the middle of winter or whenever the potting time is, I will use the tools. I'll make a big heap of yard debris, let's say, in the kitchen on the paper, and then I go and I clean up and I throw everything away, and then I realize 2 months later that I threw away one of my beautiful tools.
Right, they're in the compost.
Yeah, so by having a case like this, you can actually kind of inventory your tools just to make sure you grabbed everything.
Of course. And then I see there is special soil.
Yes, it's important that you use a bonsai soil or a soil that drains very, very well. Don't use just a regular potting soil because it'll hold too much moisture.
Okay, and then wire, that's important?
Wire is important, and there are different gauges of wire. So as an example, this one is a 1 millimeter, and then we can step up to a 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and anything almost in between. The wire is used basically on the tensileness of the branch. So how do you tell what size wire to use? Usually you take your thumb and bend the branch that you're working with here, and then you can take the wire end of it and bend that so you can see that if it is the same tensileness, because we don't want it that much stronger than the tree itself.
Right. And so I can see that this is a little bit more complicated than just, like you said, a 1 hour bonsai. And so you have a special event happening today at the Division Street store.
Yes, we are having our customer bonsai show.
Okay.
And this is our 4th year. Our customers bring in their own projects of any sort, any size, any style, and technically any quantity. And we just have a really fun day with it.
And so there's a popular vote, so if somebody wins?
Yes, we'll have prizes, first, second, and third prizes, as well as lottery prizes. And that way anyone has an opportunity to win. And it's more so for fun than anything. And yeah, it's just a great time.
It sounds like a great day. And there'll be people around to answer your questions. The Bonsai Society will be there. Your staff will be there. You'll be there. And so there's going to be a lot of activity about bonsai. You can get your questions answered and just have a good time.
Yes.
And George, something else is happening tomorrow also with the Bonsai Show.
Yes, after the Bonsai Show, the next day we're going to have the Irish Society show. And so they're going to come in and they're going to show off all of their tall irises in this particular show. So that'll be a fun event. It'll be from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
So there's lots of events going on at the Division Street Portland Nursery. So it's Father's Day weekend. So if you have dad and you want to find something to do, it's going to be a great time. For any more information, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website.
Every year we have a long season called spring, where there's a lot of rain here, but we forget sometimes that there's times when that rain stops, and we really want to be careful about how we're watering stuff in our gardens.
We want to be so sustainable. We want to make sure we conserve water, but make sure that our plants live and don't dry out. So at your independent garden center, you can find many different products to help you in the garden. We have some from Dram, which is a really great company. We really enjoy their quality that they put into it. But getting a really good hose, I think, is paramount in the garden because you want one that's not going to a leak, it's going to last and not kink up.
Yeah.
I hate that when you're trying to water and it kinks up. Another good one to have is a soaker hose, and this really puts the water right in the root zone, and you know that water is getting to that plant and keeping it as healthy as possible.
And you're not wasting it with misting and
No,
the air
right.
and stuff like that. They also have a lot of great tools available for hand watering. Now, this one is a gun. It's shaped like a... come on and off as you want it to, so it's really great if you forget sometimes, or if you're busy, or you've got a busy week coming up for vacation. This is a thing for you.
And you know what, I like to have a watering can in the yard with me, because sometimes, you know, you're coming home from work and you just want to, like, play in the garden, so when you're playing, you can water. And this is a nice one, too. There's a long spout on it with a shower head. You're really getting up close and personal to those containers, and you can really see how they're growing and enjoy them at the same time.
Helps keep your eye on the plants.
Yeah.
And, of course, let's not forget hanging baskets. This long arm watering tool just lets you reach right up where you need to get that water directly in the basket, and you know that it's got a good drink.
And really, all this is about getting the water right where it needs to be to make your job much easier in the garden and have healthy plants. Don't forget to go to your independent garden center and check out all of their watering supplies. Thank you for watching today's show, and don't forget that Designer Showcase ANLD Tour is happening today, and then next week the garden tour is at Newport.
And also, remember, on July 17th, it is the Summer Garden Time Bus Tour.
For more information about the bus tour or anything else you saw today, please go to GardenTime.tv.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Garden Time. Judy, catch the ball!
Barry's Brews and Barbecue, June 13th and 14th, 20th and 21st, featuring Oregon craft brews and ciders. Enjoy barbecue. You pick strawberries, hay rides, live music, and much, much more. It's farm fun for the whole family at French Prairie Gardens.
Hi, I'm Bro Mossel with Rare Plant Research. We're a nursery and garden. You're invited to join us the 1 weekend a year we're open to the public. You can tour our gardens and get inspiration for your own garden. We have 10 greenhouses full of rare and exotic plants. Enjoy lunch from a local caterer while tasting wine at the greenhouses. We will be sampling our wines from Villa Catalana cellars and the Garden Conservatory tasting room. For directions and information, visit us at rareplantresearch.com. Join us and get inspired.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guskin Creative Group and its sponsors.
There are lots of things that we claim as our own, like Forest Park, jeans as formal wear, taking our dogs everywhere, and a good glass of peanut or microbrew. But one thing that's definitely not from around here is morning news from New York. It was taped 3 hours ago across the country. Good Day Oregon is your only local news 7 to 9. We bought a house, enrolled our kids in school, and built a chicken coop. We're not going anywhere. Be local.
Look at us. We are makers and doers, philosophers and rebels. We are hardbacks and comebacks, big views and microbrews. We are glass and steel, built on a foundation of wood and stone. But before anything else, we are fierce, independent thinkers. Because what we know is what lets us choose our own path forward. Fox 12 Oregon, first live local.
Information. In your hands, information can do more.
There it was on TV, on the scene, I think that is my card.
It can spark ideas.
This life has inspired me to do what I'm doing now, which is speak out.
Your marks.
Pull together and help each other out.
Light a fire.
I take action now. Now it's time to do something.
Information for those who want more. The
program is a paid advertisement for the Shark Rocket, brought to you by Europro.
This is my newest Dyson Slim Ultralight Vacuum.
And this is